Hello and welcome to my January 2023 setup video. In the last video, we actually set up the 2023 year, so here I'm just showing you all of the spreads that I made. We did a future log, quarterly goals, I did my when did I last spread, a social media growth tracker, and a Tombow swatcher, a then and now spread, and then an on that note spread. And then I ended it with two spreads for memories where I can put Polaroid pictures from the year. This month I'm actually using some new Tombow dual pen brushes. I know how I mentioned last video, like, oh, I'm not sure if I need more. Well, I went out and I bought the citrus pack, which is going to be perfect for this month's theme. On the left side, I am just coloring in with my orange, one of my orange Tombow markers, a quote that I found that I'm really hoping sets me up this month and also the rest of the year to really put myself out there, and I feel like these videos are kind of a start to doing that. The quote says, "Take the risk or lose the chance," and I really feel like that's true. A lot of opportunities are presented to us, and oftentimes we are just too scared to take that leap of faith. So I'm just going through and coloring in this really cool font that I found when I was looking on Pinterest for ideas for this monthly spread. And I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes like certain letters and certain fonts can really just make me love the font. Like, for example, the T and the H in this font alone were like convinced me to be able to like find this. And to be completely honest, I actually put my page over top of my iPad screen and I like traced the letters on that way. It was not the most efficient and it was a little difficult and tricky at times, but that's how I ended up with this font on the pages. I'm taking my Pilot G2 7-point pen to outline the letters. I really feel like this makes it pop off of the page. Like, I'm already writing in an orange marker, and to outline it in the black, I feel like really brings those letters off the page and get your attention. On the right side, I'm putting in the abbreviation for the month, Jan, and then I'm writing in yet again another calendar for the month. And you'll see here in a second, I think I mess up. Like, I start to panic and then I go back to the front of the future log so I can check. And I just realized that I set up on this page for some reason different than the rest of the journal, like even the spreads that follow. I have, for some reason on this page, it's starting Sunday and ending Saturday, but everywhere else I start Monday. So that really threw me off in my spread, but I made it work and I didn't even need to like cover it up or do anything. So if you couldn't guess by some of my sketches on that page, this monthly spread is actually going to be citrus, not just citrus, it's actually gonna be orange themed, which is so funny to me because orange is actually like my least favorite color. So I don't know, what I was thinking. It was a bit mild here, so maybe I'm definitely in the mindset for warmer weather. But I did mention in the last video that this journal is going to be a hint to a big life change coming up soon for me. So the oranges do aid in that little riddle. So if you have any ideas, put them in the comments. And I'm just going in and I'm coloring in the oranges. I'm doing orange slices and whole oranges, and it looks like orange quarters. And the one in the top left I did, and I wasn't totally in love with it. So I kind of like took a step back, worked on the leaves, and then went back. And just encourage you, if you're kind of like, I'm not sure that looks. Trust the process, it gets better. After I finish coloring in all of these different orange elements on the page, I just go back in with my Pilot G2 pen and I outline it. And that's really the overarching theme of like finishing these pages. Is I really love the effect that the pen gives when you have like this shape and color behind, and then the pen defining what those colors and shapes are supposed to mean. So like in the instance of that orange on top, it's just an orange circle with the green little flick, but when you add in the pen, I feel like it really like pulls out like, oh yeah, that's supposed to be an orange. So I'm just finishing up this page by outlining all of the different oranges. These next two spreads are going to be my budget page and my food/grocery shopping page. I haven't ever put a budget page in my journal before, my bullet journal, so this is going to be interesting for me to try it out. I might not use it in February, but I thought it was worth a shot. So I'm just drawing one big rectangle and then, adding those lines across as you saw in my last spread, just to kind of break up that white space because there's just going to be a lot of writing and lists on this page. So I'm adding the Tombow dual marker first, just because I know that if I use my Pilot pen and then do the Tombow, it will smear. It's just the way that it is. You can kind of see it on the edges when I was drawing the marker across. If I touch the Tombow to the Pilot pen, it actually kind of brings a little bit of the black ink over. It's not drastic, but just something to keep in mind. And I'm adding more of those orange motifs and leaves, to the page to just carry on that theme, and redefining that with the black pen. The F in this super cool font is actually my top favorite also. It's just so funky looking. And then on this page, I have it spread up into a couple different boxes. I like to be as efficient as I can when I'm in the grocery store, and it helps me to really think about my food in like different categories, like protein, produce, dry goods, random things that don't fit in those categories. So I can, plan my grocery trip as efficient as possible. I don't like to walk down every single lane. If you do, props to you. That's the last place I want to be. Usually by the time I end up there, it's after work or something. So I just want to go in and get my things. And here I'm finishing my outlines and then adding in my subheads. So I've chose protein, produce, and dry goods on the bottom. And on the right side, is actually a long column for ideas for meal and meal prepping. So I have some ideas for breakfast and lunch, and I can always turn to it from like, I'm hungry, but I'm not sure, like what do I need or want. And then going back in here and adding my leaves and my orange doodles to keep that running theme going. I was hoping that I could just carry over the theme with the colors throughout, but when I got to this page, I thought, I have a lot of open space, and sometimes white space is good, but I felt like in some areas it could use a little, something. So putting an orange slice here at the bottom where that corner of that box is, and then I add some more to the sides. On the left, I am working on a mood tracker. And again, I traced these really funky fonts from my iPad. So if they're not even or completely in line, that's why. And the theme of this mood tracker is an orange slice, and the different days are like those juicy bits in the middle. So I'm just gonna take my Tombow markers and I'll assign a color to a certain mood, and then I will just color in the day with the corresponding color for how I felt that day. And I hope that by the end of this month I'll have a really cool picture of, how I was feeling during certain times of the month. And this one is really straightforward. My biggest anxiety for this page is the smearing of the Pilot pen, because I'm putting in that first, and then instead of doing the colors first and then outlining it. So we'll see how that goes. But I am just adding in the numbers, and then I'm checking my Tombow swatcher because I want to have 3 colors here, but I want to make sure that I'm using a similar color palette. So I have this deep orange, it's almost a red for my sad feeling, the regular orange for my happy feeling, and a more like duller off color light orange for if I have a meh kind of day. And then this last spread on the right is a habit tracker. If you thought that I disliked writing calendars out after the last video, well, you thought wrong, because I'm about to write them 7 more times. But I'm going in here, hello, my beautiful face. I'm going in here and I'm highlighting over where the subheads will go. And then I have a little box in the bottom for the goals that I want to achieve this month. Writing in the subheads with my Pilot pen. I'm gonna track my water, my workouts, walking. Want to practice my Spanish lessons every day, so I'm just going in there and putting out what I want to do this month. And I fast forward. You don't need to see me put all of these numbers in here, but I'm highlighting with the black pen again over the words, and outlining that box there so I can kind of break it up from all of those little calendars and numbers, and writing work goals. Bringing more of my orange theme back in. I'm putting a little orange here at the bottom, adding some leaves there at the top to kind of frame in that title. And then I went back over to the moods page and added some more leaves, and now it looks like a orange that's like tilted to the side slightly. It looks so cute. Defining that, and here's my January 2023 flip through. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm gonna post shorts of me setting up my weekly spreads. I really appreciate you sticking around, and I hope that you have a great first month of the year. Bye, everybody.